Hello everyone and welcome into Coach Craig Sports. This is the MLB DFS Core Pick video for today, Tuesday, August 6th. If you're joining me for the very first time, first of all, welcome in. Second of all, this is how today's video will be structured. We'll be going over my core picks for tonight's slate. It's going to be one pitcher, four hitters. It's going to be based on a combination of past performance versus their respective opponents, as well as some recent history. And then after that, we'll get moved over to my cheat sheet, talk through my top GPP teams to stack for tonight's slate overall. That cheat sheet is 100% free. It's up on Facebook, it's up on Twitter, it's up on the YouTube community tab. So definitely feel free to check it out as you're building out your lineups for tonight's slate overall. But without further ado, we'll get right into it with the core picks for tonight's slate. So we're going to start off at the pitcher position with Luis Gil of the New York Yankees. He is $10,200, averaging about 34 fantasy points per game on the season. Goes against the Los Angeles Angels tonight. Some pretty good history, but some limited history at that versus them in the past. Had 58 points versus them earlier this season. Obviously did not pitch against them in 2023 since he did not pitch in 2023, but definitely do like the upside of him tonight. And if we look at what he's done so far in the season, 11 wins, ERA at 3.2, so really solid season for him so far. Hopefully that trend continues once again tonight. Then we're going to move down to our hitters. We're going to start off with catcher Adley Rutschman of the Baltimore Orioles, $3,200, averaging just over 10 fantasy points per game on the season. Goes against the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. Chris Bassett is the expected starting pitcher for them. He is 3 for 9 versus Chris Bassett in his career. And as of late, Adley Rutschman's on a modest 3-game hitting streak, 1 multi-hit game during that time span, no home runs, but he does have 2 double-digit performances during that time frame. If we look at what he's done so far on the season, 265 average, 17 home runs, 67 RBIs, averaging just over 10 fantasy points once again, $3,200. Looks like a really solid play, and this Baltimore Orioles team probably going to be a pretty good stack overall tonight since they all do have some pretty good history versus Chris Bassett in the past. And then we're going to move down to our next hitter, and Justin Turner at third base. You could also play my first base if you don't play Adley Rutschman in that spot, but Justin Turner, $2,700, averaging just under 8 fantasy points per game. And he is the one lone Seattle Mariners hitter that has faced Kaider Montero in the past. Montero is the expected starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers tonight, and he is 1 for 3 versus him in his career. Justin Turner's been doing pretty well as of late, so he has at least 1 hit in 6 out of his last 7 starts. 5 multi-hit games during that time span, only 1 home run, so that's the one downside during that streak. But he has 3 double-digit performances and 5 games of at least 9 fantasy points or higher. So it looks like a pretty safe play overall tonight. Definitely do like the upside with him as of late, and kind of being that one Mariners hitter that has seen Montero in the past might be a little bit of advantage for him overall. Then we're going to move down to shortstop with Anthony Volpe, $3,200, but on a really good hot streak as of late, averaging about 10.5 fantasy points per game on the season. Goes against the Los Angeles Angels tonight. It is Davis Daniel as the expected starting pitcher. Volpe has not faced him in the past. None of these Yankees hitters have as well. But Anthony Volpe is on a modest 9-game hitting streak as we do speak. 5 multi-hit games during that time span, 4 home runs, so the power has really been there as of late, and 6 double-digit performances during that 9-game hit streak. So really solid as of late. Don't mind the price tag at $3,200. If we look at what he's done so far in the season, 261 average, 11 home runs, 44 RBIs, averaging about 10.5 fantasy points once again on the season overall. Then last but not least, we're going to go down to Colton Cowser, another guy that's on a pretty good hot streak as of late, $3,200, averaging just under 9 fantasy points per game on the season. Goes against the Toronto Blue Jays and Chris Bassett on the mound tonight. He is 2 for 6 versus Chris Bassett in his career. And if we look at what Colton Cowser's done as of late, he's on a 17-game hitting streak quietly, which I'm not quite sure that it's got enough fanfare because I didn't even realize it until I was digging in a little bit more tonight. He has 7 multi-hit games during that time span, 4 home runs, 10 double-digit performances, in 12 games of at least 9 fantasy points or higher. So definitely do like that floor of Colton Cowser tonight. He is expected to hit leadoff, and with that hit streak that he's been on as of late, if that trend continues once again tonight, probably going to be a good one for him overall. If we look at what he's done so far in the season, 253 average, 16 home runs, 49 RBIs, once again averaging just under 9 fantasy points per game at $3,200. But with that being said, if you do go with the 5 players that I do currently have listed here, you have $12,500 remaining, just over $3,100 per player. So looking a little bit more like a balance build type of day. But with that being said, if you really want to pay down at a couple spots, pay up for some other higher priced players, you can definitely do that. It shouldn't be too hard overall today. Definitely a lot of ways that we can build out our lineups for tonight's slate overall, with it being an 11-game main slate overall. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to my cheat sheet and talk about my top GPP teams to stack for tonight's slate overall. So once again, the cheat sheet is 100% free. It's up on Facebook, it's up on the YouTube community tab, and it's up on Twitter. So definitely feel free to use it as you're building out your lineups for tonight's slate overall. But with that being said, these are the 4 teams that I do have to stack in terms of GPP for tonight. Got the New York Yankees going against Davis Daniel. Like I mentioned with Anthony Volpe, none of these hitters have faced him in the past before. Nothing special in terms of Davis Daniel as a pitcher. So I definitely do like that upside of that Yankees lineup once again. Moving over to the Seattle Mariners, very limited history versus Keider Montero of the Detroit Tigers. It's only Justin Turner that's faced him in the past, but Montero has struggled to start off his young MLB career, so I definitely do like the upside of them as well. Then we have the Baltimore Orioles, who have really, really good history versus Chris Bassett in the past, so definitely like getting to a lot of Baltimore Orioles tonight. You'll see the cheat sheet is pretty full of them. And then last but not least, we have the Houston Astros going against Tyler Mahle, making his first start of the season coming off the IL. He's coming back from, I believe, Tommy John surgery, so we'll see how effective he is in this game, and probably not going to pitch too deep in the game in AAA. In his most recent rehab appearance, I believe he threw 74 or 76 pitches. So probably not pitching too deep in the game. Getting after him, getting into that Rangers bullpen could be pretty good for this Astros team overall tonight. And the Astros hitters have some decent history versus Tyler Mahle in the past as well. But with that being said, that's what I do have in terms of my core picks and top GPP teams to stack for tonight's slate overall. As always, if you have any questions related to MLB DFS, be sure to drop them down in the comments and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. And then with that being said, I will be posting all the updates as they do come out throughout the day. We'll be starting off in the morning with the weather update, the early morning weather update, and then we'll be doing an updated one later on in the day. I will also be listing any starting pitcher changes if there happen to be any, which there has been a couple as of late. And then as always, I'll be posting all the starting lineups as they do get announced throughout the afternoon and early evening. So definitely make sure that you are checking up down there in the comment section as we do get closer to lock. But with that being said, if you are brand new to my channel or have yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS. Right now we have MLB DFS in terms of the core picks Monday through Friday, and then I do have my CFL DFS video coming out once a week, typically on Wednesdays. So definitely be sure to check that out if that's something you're into as well. And then last but not least, if you're interested in sports betting, if you're interested in prop betting whatsoever, be sure to check out the links and promo codes down in the description below for Prize Picks, Parlay Play, and BetUS. If you sign up for any of those 3 sites, when you make your initial deposit, you will receive a first match deposit bonus. For Prize Picks and Parlay Play, it's 100% match up to $100. And then for BetUS, it's 125% on your first 3 deposits up to $2,500 in aggregate. So some pretty great opportunities to be had out there. If you have any other additional questions related to that whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me, whether it's down in the comment section of this video or on Twitter at Coach Craig Sport, and be more than happy to help you with that journey as well. But with that being said, that's all that I truly have for today's video. Definitely do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Definitely means a lot to me. I hope that each and every one of you have a great rest of your day and some pretty good luck in MLB DFS tonight.